Hey, yo, Bonte.
What's up?
So I sent you that die cast today.
Yeah. Supposed to been got my Roger diecast like 2 days ago, and I still haven't even received an update on none of that.
Yeah, waiting for merch can be pretty tough. You buy anything else recently?
No, the only thing I brought was my Roger diecast. That's it.
I got you. Did you hear about Home Field? You know they sponsoring the show for us this week.
Yeah, no.
Did you know that they were actually from Indianapolis? Ain't that in sort of your neck of the woods?
Yeah, like 4 hours away.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, they just launched that Hendrick Motorsports collection, and it's got a bunch of homages to Jimmy Johnson, Tim Richmond, and our boy Jeff Gordon, right?
Yeah, I saw that. That Joker had looking kind of fire in that Jimmy Johnson shirt.
Right? I
Mm.
really need that jacket, like in the worst way.
Got that fire jacket on. I'm like, damn, that's heat.
Right? Like these are actually high quality designs. Like it's not any crappy Photoshop or anything like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I need to get some. So while we're waiting to get started, why don't you go ahead over to the website and see if you can get some. It's homefieldapparel.com and see that Hendrick Motorsports collection. All right.
Yeah.
And they even gave us a promo code so we can get a little bit off it. So if you use the code VLV24, you get 15% off the order. So you get a little bit of a discount.
They opened up a little small track in Danville called the Dixie Speedway, and they want to get some black drivers, and they thought they didn't know who to approach, so they went to the police department to find out what black guys had speeding records, things like that. So they told them they want somebody who could drive a race car to see me. So that's how I started racing.
As Matt told us earlier, trying to become the first African-American driver since Willie T. Ribbs and join Randy Bethea and the great Wendell Scott.
He did he drove the car exactly what the car wanted him to do. He got out early. It looked like a little tight, but he kept in the throttle and he got a good lap. And wow, way to go!
There you go.
Woo-hoo. That's it.
That man, Tony Schumacher, wins. He is the champion for an 8th time. But Antron Brown, if Tony Schumacher loses, becomes the first African-American to win an NHRA title. 376, Antron Brown is the Top Fuel champion.
These need to be the best 7 laps of Darrell Wallace Jr.'s life.
That was a good first part of it right there.
Turn number 4, Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to get his first win in the Camping World Truck Series. His final time through 3 and 4. He's going to do it. Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas.
What they gonna say now, baby? Let's go!
Record is equals. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world.
Get in there, Lewis. What a way to do it, mate. What a way to win your 7th world title.
All right. We got show notes.
Mark. Cool.
Even though that was a waste because we're not recording video, but it's fine.
Yeah, that was. Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. I have myself. My name is Jarrett. We have Art. We have Bonte. We have Kiana. We're going to talk about this raggedy 5-corner track in the state of Arizona.
Oh, God.
We'll start with Xfinity because that kept me entertained for a little bit. So Chandler Smith won stage 1. Cole Custer wins stage 2. The race finally started in stage 3. We got a ghost caution because Haley Deegan scraped, and I mean scraped, barely touched the wall. NASCAR threw the yellow, stacked everybody up. Riley Hurts was racing Chandler Smith, who was racing John Hunter Nemechek. Nobody wanted to give any space. Chandler Smith hit John Hunter Nemechek, caused an 11-car accident. And Sam Mayer, Art's boy, got his third DNF, and they've only raced 4 times. So we'll ask him his opinion on that soon.
Dang, Art.
But anyway,
I like how he's always my boy when he struggles.
Dang, Art.
He's never my boy when he wins.
Hey, you be all right.
Well, he won last year. We got to wait for him to win this time. From there, Justin Allgaier tried to put the corn on the cob in the victory lane till his right rear tire said, "See, I'm out." And Chandler Smith ends up winning his second race of his career, his first with JGR. Sheldon Creed again finds himself not in victory lane, finishing third. SVG finishes sixth, and that was the Xfinity race. What y'all think? Did you like it? Were you entertained? I wasn't.
Lord have mercy.
But I did saw the Allgaier crash. I'm like, damn, Allgaier, because if I had to go, if it's had to be flat, that's kind of heartbreaking. Ain't gonna lie. Congrats to Chandler Smith. Congrats to Chandler Smith. I guess. I'm happy for SVG for a top 10, and Sheldon Creed gonna get his. I promise y'all that. Hate it for my boy Roddy Hurst, part of that crash. Sam Mayer, Art guy, he be all right. On to the next one. But what I'm trying to say is like, blame Art for this.
I wish everyone could just see everybody's head shaking right now because
belief, man. Bus driver, move that bus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was holding that. You know what this episode is. You just gotta let it happen, man. Just go ahead and give your race debrief. Right? Oh Lord, you know what episode it is.
Man.
Oh yeah.
You got more? Or you good?
Oh yeah, more. No. We I can go.
Oh, thanks.
No, I lied.
No,
I'm playing.
Go ahead. It's crazy how I just
chill.
Dang. Bonte fired up.
All right. I'll go next. Yeah, for this race, some of the standouts for me, I felt really bad for Josh Williams. He seems like a universally liked guy, and he's had a bunch of wrecks so far to start the season too. He's only had no luck except for absolutely awful luck. Chandler Smith, I was really impressed by up until he couldn't hold it off the corner and crashed his own teammate and a bunch of other cars. Jesse Love continues to beat Sheldon Creed week in and week out, so kind of validating RCR's decision still. I'm starting to become a Jesse Love fan, I'll be honest. Like, I did not care at all about this guy before the season started, and every week just him beating Sheldon Creed is slowly making me become a fan of his, just based off that fact alone. Yeah, I mean, this was Allgaier's race to win, right? And then we'll get to Lights Too Bright, but spoiler about who's gonna have a front row seat for that segment. Sucks for him. And then to Jared's recap point, SVG, the Aussie Angel, like you're doing great. Keep it up. Every week you're the only innocent in the Xfinity field, and I appreciate you, and I will continue to wait for you to be in a cup ride. So hopefully it's sooner rather than later. But overall, I mean, this was kind of a forgettable race for me. And we're going to talk about Phoenix as a racetrack at whole, I guess, later on after the cup race. But I'll just say that it was a forgettable race for me. I remember it more so for Allgaier losing it at the end. I mean, it wasn't anything he did wrong, but just really, really bad luck. You don't see that happen too often where a car is, like 5 seconds ahead and there's less than 5 to go and they just lose it because of a mechanical failure. So sucks for him. I mean, he'll bounce back. He's a good driver, but overall, very forgettable for me.
Another thing too. What happened to Willie B?
Tomfoolery and foolishness.
Nothing. He just
set up.
He just kind of fell off. I think he was really probably just getting used to the car. So I don't think he was really trying to go for the win unless he had the opportunity. I think he was more just there to learn for the other races that he's going to do. And they kind of said that on a broadcast, I feel, too.
Interesting.
So.
Learning from a track you won at. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, but he's in an Xfinity car, so it is
Yeah.
different. Because I think even Joey and Daniel were like, yeah, he's gonna have to like once you've been in a Cup car consistently for so long, then you gotta like learn how to get back in the Xfinity car and be like, oh dang, this is different. So yeah, I'm interested to see how the other Hendrick guys do in the 17.
Put that boy Roger in the 17.
I mean, he drove it last time that they were at Phoenix. So,
I'm talking
to the call.
right, more races this year, hopefully.
I don't know, because it seems like they filled all the slots with the Hendrick guys, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, but
I
I have a feeling if there's a
It'd be
will,
nice if he could do at least one.
there's a will, there's a way. I feel they can be like, go ahead and,
Yeah.
and hop out for me this week.
I know who they're going to kick out of the car. Alex Bowman.
You know, I have to admit, you know, we're gonna talk about the Cup race, but in our group chat, I'm one of the I like Alex, but I do think he is a mid driver. But after the shenanigans that we're gonna talk about in this Cup race, I took it all back. I said I will never call you a hack, Alex. If you're listening to this, bro, like DM the Addy, I'm gonna send you a card, bro. Like I'll never call you a hack again after this.
You're
Like,
forgiven.
I take it back, bro. Like I was blind, but now I can see. Like
Wow.
I've seen true hackery. And
is this one of those hostage situations? Do we need to like
no,
send a crew
no,
to your house?
I really mean it. No, I've seen true hack, and they drive the car that starts with a 1 and ends in a 4. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. we gotta hear Kiana's take on the Xfinity race.
I mean, like y'all said, it was pretty. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the greatest race ever because we knew it wouldn't be, but yeah, I think mostly I'm just bummed about Allgaier because he's such a great guy, and it sucks to see him like be so close to glory and just get ruined at the last minute. Like that was just that sucked. So I kind of checked out after that. I didn't even care who won because I was just like, oh, that's really bad. But I will say, proud of SVG with all the issues he's been dealing with every week. He's still pulling it out somehow. And like, I'm really proud of him. I'm excited to see him on the road courses because I think he's going to dominate. I think now that he's really gotten a feel for the Xfinity car, that's really going to help him. So he's definitely going to be a threat, you know, once they get to like Coda and I can't wait. But he is my homeboy now because we met in Atlanta. So got to give a shout out to him. But yeah, it's like other than SVG and Allgaier, I don't know. I just kind of checked out. It's again, not a very memorable race. Wasn't a lot that happened. And then the Haley caution was stupid. Like, I don't even know how to describe that. I was just sitting there looking at my TV, just shaking my head for like 10 minutes. Cause
you and the rest of NASCAR Twitter.
The entire nation, yeah. Because it made no sense. I mean, she just touched like oh God, I don't get it. But yeah, they've got to work on some race control issues, and I think we've been saying that pretty much every race this season. So to see it still not improve is kind of worrying, to be honest.
I mean, there's more contact when you take peanut butter and put on the knife and rub it on the cracker than it was hitting the wall for the carpet.
She just like barely grazed it. Like, oh God. I even went back and watched that again, and I was like, what?
In slow motion. She didn't come down in the traffic. She didn't break the car. Like, it's just,
no.
She touched it. And then that's like, oh, caution. All right, bro.
I don't get it.
If you want more commercials, just say so, Fox. Like, come on now, dog.
That literally, I really feel like it was like, oh, we need to go to commercial.
That caution reminds me a championship race in 2018. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If anybody remember that last caution that happened.
Oh God.
I can't remember who it was.
Ooh, see, now I gotta go back and watch that because I feel like I remember. Oh God, that was so
if not that or 2016,
the Xfinity race or the Cup race.
It was either 2016 Championship 4 race or 2018 Championship 4 race. Can I remember what year was that?
So that was either when Joey won or when Kyle won. Right?
No, Jimmy won in 2016. Joey won.
Are you thinking of
The
the
last caution. Yeah.
caution in well, I was thinking of 2016 Homestead for the Cup race when there was like a caution when Carl Edwards was out in front and then that bunched up the field and then Carl got wrecked and
Ooh.
he took his ball and went home. He was like, I'm done with this. Is that what you're talking about?
No. Before that happened, the last caution before that.
That's what I'm saying. The caution before that.
Yes.
I'm confused.
Moving on.
Mysteries.
Good. All right, so that happened Saturday. I don't know why we thought Sunday was going to be any better.
We
the
did.
New tire, the new package.
Oh God.
We'll save this, but we're going to have discourse for Phoenix after we get through this section. But the Toyotas came out swinging. Reddick won stage one. A parade of Toyotas led the field. Toyota led all but quick math 12
15.
laps. That's insane. 14.
14,
Not bad at math. 14 laps, which is nuts. Christopher Bell won stage two. Martin Truex Jr. tried his hardest. He tried really hard. Tried really, really hard to win after Denny spun. Had to pit. Came back on fresh tires and finished eighth, coming back from a lap down, which is just insane what new tires do at that track. But apparently the Bell Peppers get some excitement.
Sir.
Christopher Bell gets his largest margin of victory ever in the Gen 7 next gen car, winning by 5.465 seconds, beating his previous own record of margin of victory in the next gen car of 5.439 seconds at Loudon, and wins this god awful Phoenix race. Bonte, just go ahead and get on your soapbox.
All right. Before I go,
let's get it over with.
Before I go to the Bell win. Outside of that, this is probably one of the worst races I had ever watched in my entire life. I never seen a package so bad. This package was so bad. It reminds me of Kansas of 2020, the fall race.
I think it's the track.
The track garbage too, but the package was so terrible. It reminds me of Kansas of 2020 when Joey won. It was no pass.
I know something that can fix that. We'll get there.
It was like barely any passes. It was like literally impossible for you to pass. The racing was so boring. It was just I didn't really enjoy it. The only thing I only enjoyed in Phoenix race from yesterday, besides Bell win, was like the passes on the restart. That's it. Everything else was just dog water. Outside of that.
So I'm gonna ask you a question because your boy won. He had to pass 20 people to get to the front. Do you still say now, knowing that there was no passing yesterday, if Christopher Bell passed 20 cars to win his race?
Yes. No, I saw that. Bill, yeah, he had the fastest. Like Bill had a fast car, like a really fast car. That boy was surprisingly passed a lot of cars to get back in the lead and win.
Okay.
But the fact that he literally zoom in and says, "I'm going, I'm out. I see y'all next week." And got that dub. Ooh, that was greatness. This really backfired Arthur. Did you shake your head for? I ain't wrong.
Wrong. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question.
No.
I am. You don't call out my name. Let me ask you a question. When Daniel Suarez won Atlanta, did he suddenly become an elite driver because he won Atlanta?
Bill was always an elite driver.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
No, he's not. You can't be an elite driver with 0 titles. But anyway.
Really?
Yeah. It's the name of the game not to win championships. That's why I'd play the game.
All right. Everybody got their own opinion.
You good? Keep going.
But anyways, I'm still happy my boy Bill got the dub. So, Jared, I know you was mad. Do I care? No. You be all right. You too, Art. You be all right.
What we said last week on last week's episode still stands firm.
Yeah, whatever.
A win by however many seconds doesn't make you elite. You know what makes you elite? Bringing breaks to the championship race. That's what makes you elite.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for my time. Go ahead, Kiana.
Whatever.
Oh, see, that was.
Go ahead, Kiana.
Go ahead, Kiana. You got it.
I mean, oh my God, where do we even start? Congrats to Christopher Bell, but I'm just, I don't know what to do about this track. And I think it's just because they hype it up as being so, it's Phoenix. And I'm like, okay, it's Phoenix. Like, there was nothing to really be excited about. Kind of what Bonte said, the restarts were really the only time we had action. So, yeah, I mean, I was kind of almost falling asleep at some points because it was just like, okay. I don't really know how they can fix it. I mean, I do know how they can fix it, but they're not going to do it clearly. But you could just kind of tell in general, with the fan reaction, like people were just not entertained yesterday. Even if their driver was out front, it was just kind of like, okay. But there was not a lot of action. A lot of frustration, and it just wasn't good. And it's hard when we've had, we started off the season pretty strong, I would say. And then you get to this and it's just like a dud. It's really disappointing. And so it kind of makes me worry about Bristol. Just because, the drivers didn't seem too, excited about next week anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what we can do, but I'm kind of hoping, the rumors are true and that maybe they're reconsidering having the championship there next year, because I really feel like they need to make a change to keep people interested. Because I don't think Phoenix needs 2 races at all.
All right.
Oh man, I just want to say before I start, if somehow anyone who works at Phoenix, was it Motor Speedway? Who any of you work at Phoenix happen to hear this? If you're the the people that do the parking or the concessions or the vendors or whatever, I'm not going to be addressing you. You are the innocents. Because I'm gonna talk about Phoenix Raceway, and I just don't want to get confused. Like, it takes a lot of work to put on a NASCAR race, and most of the people that we see involved in this race yesterday are completely innocent. I just want to get that out there because I just, oh my gosh, I hate this race so much. So first of all, I want to address Bonte's comment about last week. I stand on business. I stand on exactly what I said, and nothing changed from what I said. I said that he, to me, is a 5 to 10 driver, and winning at the worst track on the schedule didn't change that for me. Now, I give him full credit. He had a great long run car. He did his job and he won. But if William Byron wins that race, I'm not sitting up here saying he's elite. Like, to me, this didn't do anything. Now, is it the best timing? Sure, no. But again, this is his 8th win, not his 80th win. So, like, I'm not gonna
7th win.
get that excited. Even worse.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not gonna get out the anointing oils and clown him as a elite driver just yet. But he did what he had to do. He got a win. So I'm not gonna sit there and poo-poo on him for that. I just want to get that out of the way. Looking at this race, man, it was just terrible. I mean, to Bonte and Keanu's point, there was just no passing. And I know, like, the Tony Stewart quote of, like, it's called racing, it's not passing. I understand that, but when we go 30 laps and the top 10 are the exact same, like, that's a problem. Like, I literally would sit there and watch the laps click off and nobody can move. There were a few cars that could move throughout the race. Denny Reddick was good in the long run. Ty was good in the first half. Obviously, Bell had a great car. Truex had a good car. But that's like 14% of the field. So, like, if only 14% of your field can move around or drive back up, to me, that's a sign of, like, a bigger problem. It's like when you're a professor and, only 5 kids in the class pass and get, like, an A-. Well, then that means you probably didn't teach it very well if everyone's failing. I just think this track, this car, this package, these tires, these brakes, this horsepower, it's so awful. And I don't really blame the drivers. I mean, they're giving it all they can, but it's just awful. This race was so bad. I didn't even have any bad notes about Fox because, I mean, they didn't do anything wrong. Even, like, you can only polish.
Yes, they did.
Oh, wow. I might have zoned out for it then, but uh, it's just a frustrating race, and like I knew 4 months ago this would be a frustrating race, and like everyone does. So like I don't understand why we're all just so married to this idea that like we have to have two races at Phoenix. Like
Right.
we Phoenix is not Daytona or Darlington or Talladega or Charlotte or even Bristol or Martinsville. Like these tracks that are like edged in the DNA of NASCAR. Like those are the tracks that you should absolutely have two dates on to me. And like I totally understand that NASCAR's put in like 180 million or whatever it is in the renovations. But I guarantee you're going to be losing money if you keep coming back here because nobody wants to watch this. And then I just don't know what the problem is at this point because this track has just become such an abomination. When they move the start finish line, they have the whole dog leg thing. It's just not entertaining. It ain't good racing. And it's just I just hate it so much. And I really dislike some of the folks out there that try to gaslight us into thinking that it's good racing. Um, Two things that stood out, and then we can move on, and I'll let someone else have a go. But I came across a post on the NASCAR subreddit. It was like, "You're not a true fan if you didn't like that kind of race." Do you know what the word we use for people that refer to true fans and real fans? You know what we could call them? Morons, because you're gatekeeping the sport. Like you're stupid. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion, and everyone is saying, "Oh, this is good for a Phoenix race." Well, buddy, that's a low damn curve. So like, why even bother have the curve? Like, give them a date in the beginning of the year, and let's just move away from this track. Get us back to Homestead. Get us to Darlington for the championship. Just get us anywhere else. I take a damn Talladega championship over this. Like anything. Honestly, this is my least favorite track on the schedule, and I just hate this place. And that's why I wanted to preface it before I started to talk about all the good people that work really hard to put on that event, because it ain't their fault
Yeah.
that this place is just a turd of a racetrack. And the second person I have to call out a little bit, and I really like this guy. And so I try not to use names when we talk about media folks, but Jeff Gluck was talking about the race, and he praised the first two stages and said, it's good racing, and there's not a lot of passing, but it's good. Like I saw those tweets, and my brother in Christ, you're watching the race in a press box, eating pretzels and Gatorade. Of course, it's great to you. Like you're in the best possible scenario. Like I'd love to watch a race too under those conditions. Any race is great from there. Like you're in the ideal spot. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying you don't earn it being, an actual journalist, but like your perception is so skewed based on everybody else watching at home. Like we all know how races are on TV versus in person. Like it's night and day difference. So, and just anyone who has anything positive to say about the race itself, the racing itself, I don't know what you're smoking on, and I don't know if I want any, because it must be some good stuff, and it just distorts reality beyond something that I can get behind. But I do have one positive. I came with one positive idea, and if NASCAR's listening, because I'm assuming they do, they listen to every episode of us. This race was 312 laps. We're going to revamp it. We're going to have 31 10-lap segments, because only thing anyone gave a damn about was the restarts. So we have 31 10-lap segments, and we'll just have a 2-lap shootout.
God.
And there you go. That's 312 laps. Pack it up, boys. We're done here. And roll it off to the next day on the schedule. Anything short of that, bulldoze it. Like literally just get it off my schedule.
Get it off.
All right. So with Art's comments, we're going to roll into a section I just created. We're going to have some Phoenix discourse. Personally, we've had several episodes when we go to short tracks and I want 900 horsepower. Get rid of the tapered spacer. The car and the motor have 900 horsepower. Give me my bald eagles. Give me my America. Give me my freedom. Yes, this track is awful, but if you give them 900 horsepower and they're literally drifting out of all of the turns, then maybe
put everyone in G56 cars.
Yeah, maybe somebody will mess up. maybe somebody will slip up. Maybe we get some things cooking. That's the only reason why Phoenix should ever stay on the schedule. I'm in agreement with Art. You need to have this be a one race a year race for nostalgia purposes. For Kevin Harvick to say he's the winningest person there, put it on the schedule during Fox time. But besides that, let's move it. You have seen this track. Well, not this track. I misspoke. This car, the Gen 7 car, is the best mile and a half thing that NASCAR has had racing in 42 years. We need to put the championship race at a mile and a half. I don't care if it's Homestead. I don't care if it's Kansas. I don't care if it's Charlotte. I don't care if it's Kentucky. I don't care. Move this race, please. All Phoenix did was copy off of Richmond's garage update. Like, oh, we did the same thing too. Look at us. Like, oh, congratulations. You are the championship weekend. No, 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 no. I don't even want the freaking championship race here in Richmond. Just put the race where the car can excel, where the racing can be exciting. Jeff Cluxpole is a no for a reason, and it's a landslide no. The race was trash. Phoenix is trash. I'm sorry. Just please, if you're going to keep it here, NASCAR, give us 900 horsepower. Honda's still going to come. They can understand. No big deal. They already get the hybrid stuff with the IndyCar thing. They're happy now. Give them a V8 with 900 horsepower. Then let's just make it happen. This is the only way I can feel like NASCAR short track program can survive, because the car ain't it, the new whatever aerodynamic enhancements you did ain't it, and the tires ain't it. If Truex can run 92 laps on tires and him not blow one like Algar did the day before, we still have issues. Bulldoze it.
I just don't understand this race is the typical example of NASCAR just digging their heels in. This race is a monument to man's arrogance, because they just decided that they're going to put this in this part of the schedule. We're going to give it 2 dates. We're going to give it the championship weekend because it's warm. And I totally understand that the city does a lot for NASCAR in terms of the promotion and all that. It's a big deal. It's probably not as big a deal necessarily in Miami, but I tell you what, the people watching it, it's a much bigger deal when it's in Miami, because it's a better race. At the end of the day, the product is what gets people to come. And if this product is absolutely terrible, then nobody's going to want to watch it. I shudder to think about the amount of fans that have been scrubbed off in the last 2 weeks, after coming off 2 really good races, just because of how bad this was. I was listening to our Atlanta review, and last week I made a Thanos reference. Here's another one. I feel like perhaps I treated you too harshly, Atlanta. In hindsight, I feel like you were a much better race now than you were 2 weeks ago. And yeah, the drivers all said during practice, this isn't better. And they said the same thing during the test, that it wasn't better. And now we have to go to Bristol, and no one was sounding excited. No one was like, oh, I can't wait for Bristol. I know we go back to the nostalgia days, but think about 2002, 2003 Bristol night race, TNT. You want to talk about a banger race, man? Some of the best races of all time. And everyone was so excited for those. And even the day race of Bristol was really good. But just
you know why? Because they had 900 horsepower.
It just was such a big deal, And I really want more than 2 or 3 races a year to be a big deal. I love Daytona. I love Martinsville. They're 2 of my favorite tracks. But I don't want the Daytona 500 and the playoff cutoff Martinsville race to be the only ones with real hype, right? These other races should matter and should be a big deal. And let's be honest, pretty much none of them count in terms of hype or importance until you get to a playoff cutoff race or regular season cutoff race. These other races were such big deals, and I don't know, NASCAR just kind of lost their way somewhere. And I just think about, we're going into Bristol, and I'm like, this was such a huge deal. And now it's just oh God, we have to go back to Bristol because the short track package sucks. And the diffuser's awful, and the tires are too big, and the brakes are too good, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
and you paid $170 for a ticket, and you're not even going to get a good race. Like, okay,
right? Like how?
And it's probably going to rain on you. So,
right?
I just don't understand. Like, why do NASCAR even listen to like the drivers or fans? If we say this shit is garbage, it's garbage. We shouldn't even say this more than once, but NASCAR just don't they just do. Unfortunately, it's really annoying at this point.
they do have the fan council now, and so they send a survey like after each race, and like, how did you think this weekend's races were? And I'm like, I really want to see those. Yeah, like,
no, zero.
I really want to see the answers, because I know this past weekend was like, people were probably like trauma dumping in the comments, because no, like, it's not worth it. And that's pretty much why I was gonna go to Bristol, and then after yesterday I was just like, I was like teetering between if I wanted to go or didn't want to go. And I was like, I'm not paying $100 for a ticket for this if I'm not even sure I'm gonna get a good race. And now the forecast looks terrible too. Like, I can't justify it. The price is stupid. Like, first of all, that could be a whole other conversation, because I don't know why I'm seeing tickets for 170. Like, that's no. I'm sorry. But yeah, like, I feel like the drivers are not very excited, and that's what worries me the most. They don't seem enthusiastic about this package or how the car is driving, and that's very concerning.
Bonte, you got anything to add?
Nope. I said what I said.
He said what he said. All right. We move on. So to 2311 corner. I know this seems kind of early in the episode, but I know there's going to be a lot of discourse on this. As Art alluded to, Alex Bowman, you are relieved of your transgressions. You are forgiven. You are not a hack. Don't know if you guys paid attention, but stage 3 was a caution fix to start off with. Bubba gained 12 positions between the 3 restarts. Was literally in 5th place. Like, came out of nowhere, drove like a bat out of hell. He's a restart merchant. Y'all hear us say it all the time. The stats back it up. And he was cooking. He was ready. He was here. He had some fresh air on the nose, and we was gonna make it do what it do. Until one of them hashtag real racers had to show their face. And Chase Briscoe ran Bubba up, messed with the nose, did something, lost all the track position, went back to 20th. Was able to salvage a 16th place. And then I think Tyler was pretty upset about something as well. I don't know if they missed the setup on the last pit stop or something, but he had some choice words for Bob Proctor's near Daniel Suarez's hauler after the race. But the boys finished 10th and finished 16th in the desert, adding to the trash that is this racetrack. I struggle, I guess, with my fandom of the team when their results are hampered by either their drivers, competitors being idiots, or the track not allowing them to do anything to be successful, or they missed a setup by one round of air pressure and then the whole day goes to hell. So points were gained, points were made. Bubba, I think, still is in 14th, so he didn't lose any points to the cut line. So I guess it's still a good day for him, but even he was disappointed on his Instagram post. I hate that this track just leads to tomfoolery and foolishness and malfeasance. So, and I really hate to say it, but damn, I think Noah Gragson, the best racer on SHR.
Yep.
He had another good day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I feel like I don't know, man. Is Tony's plan working? Is he the driver?
Right.
Is he the one?
Let's not get too much dip on your chip, bro.
I ain't got too much dip on the chip. I'm just saying, I've seen the results and I've seen what Chase Briscoe continues to do, which is drive above his head. So
that guy, y'all can go. I'll speak.
Yeah, that's
Chase just be doing too much.
I'm
That's
not
what
trying
it is.
to be like
He be
that,
doing
but
too
I am
much.
so sick of him. Respectfully, I'm just getting really sick of him.
No, be disrespectful.
No, fuck all that. Dude, it's like he driving like an ass, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, what are you doing, dude? And then Eric Jones has said in an interview, which I completely agree with him because I saw that he not only that he ruined Bo's day, he also ruined Eric Jones' day too. Keep in mind when Jones got into Bubba, that when Bubba got to Jones, that wasn't Jones' fault, not at all. All on Briscoe. Briscoe Jones like an absolute ass. Like, bro, what the hell, dude? Like, you doing entirely too much, and you not only that, you mess up already because you don't want to drive like an ass, bro. I'm really getting sick of him. Okay, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Briscoe is just. I don't understand. Like, this dude will drive normally for 80% of the race, and then in the last 20% he just absolutely loses his mind. I don't know if he sees red. I don't know if he's freaking out or what. Like, it's very, very frustrating. And yeah, like 2311 didn't have a great day. I was watching Bubba closely, of course, but they just can't pass. Like, he qualified like in the the high teens, couldn't get above like 15th. They gained some spots on pit road, lost some spots on pit road. And he could only gain spots on the restarts. Now, yeah, he cooked like hell on the restarts, and like, yeah, to Jared's point, got up to 4th place. But then like it just didn't work out, and I totally understand why he and these other drivers would be frustrated. Like, if I bust my ass for 3.5 hours in the hot sun and like I can't make any progress on the dude in front of me, no matter what. If I got a tire advantage, unless it's like a Truex level tire advantage at the end of the race, like it's really frustrating. And then yeah, like Reddick as well. I'm sure he's probably cussing out the team as well, just because this is another race where they were really good and probably had a shot at the trophy. I'm not sure if they were the best car at the end, especially on the long run. Bell's car seemed to be just a little bit better than him on the long run. But, you come home 10th when you probably should have been 2nd or 3rd. Like, yeah, that's real frustrating. So, yeah, hopefully Bristol treats both the boys better. They had good runs last year in the fall race. So hopefully they found something in the setup they could improve on. But yeah, I think everyone that isn't Christopher Bell is probably really ticked off on the flight out of Phoenix after this past weekend.
I mean, I feel bad for Austin Cindric because, my God, he barely got a chance in the car. And like, I mean, God, don't even get me started on Austin Dillon, because if you're hearing this and you know me, you probably know what I'm thinking right now. But
he's another one I'm super sick of. Him and Briscoe. I'm like, especially Dylan. God, I hate the guy.
That was a headache. And I felt really bad for Cindric just because, I mean, I know he probably had a pretty good car. Blaney's car was pretty good. So usually if Blaney's doing pretty well, that means Cindric can do pretty well. And I mean, he didn't get a chance. So that's just, yeah. I'm glad he can, he joked about it. He was like, me after reading the NASCAR script for this weekend on Instagram. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, you get taken out right at the beginning of the race because of somebody else's inability to maneuver their car correctly, as usual. I don't know. It's just really disappointing. And a lot of, good drivers got taken out because of stupid stuff. And then, the drivers that were still in the race couldn't do anything because the car can't pass. So, I mean, when you break it down to just that, I mean, where's the race? Nobody's racing each other. They're just in single file line, basically. So, I don't know. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if only 5 or 6 cars can drive through the field, that's a big problem. Like, that's a fundamental issue. There's no way you're gonna tell me that the other 31 other drivers can't pass. Like, there's no way you're gonna tell me all of them suck, right? Like, it's got to be something else.
And I mean, it's worse that we knew this was probably going to happen, and then it did happen. Like, there was no surprise,
right?
And that really sucks.
Yeah.
Moving on to our favorite section as of late, lights too bright.
I'm gonna go first.
I'll go last. Yeah, go ahead, Bonte.
My lights,
Give out your
my
award.
lights too bright award goes to Joey Logano. It's so like I don't hate Logano no more. He's been okay, but you making comments about John Hunter and something on this and that. I forgot what you said, but I'm like, bro, it's so ironic you said that when you literally kind of be doing the same shit every almost every half the race at times, especially super speedways. John Hunter himself said, "My bad, that's my fault. I'll take responsibility for that." Like, come on, dog. Like, yeah, you had a bad day, cool, but were you saying that? You saying that? I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, whatever, dude. So, let's go to Mr. Joey Logano.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Joey had a rough day.
Very.
He had a real bad day.
Really?
Yeah, that wreck was kind of brutal.
All right, Kiana.
I mean,
go ahead, Kiana. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just have to give it to NASCAR. Like, I don't know what to say. It's just, we have this great opening to the season, and I feel like we just got pushed off a cliff, you know? And it's bad enough that, like, I don't know if the next few races are going to pick us back up and put us back where we were in terms of excitement. Like, I feel like the excitement from the first few races of this season, it's just being completely washed out. And they're really going to have to figure out how to fix this for the next few seasons, because I worry that it's going to get to the point where people just expect, oh, well, I'm not going to that track because, this track has sucked for the last 6 times that they've been there. Nothing has changed. Like, why would I pay $100 some to go to this race if I know I'm not going to get a good race? And I've seen those conversations kind of happening. I'm having them in my head with certain tracks. So it worries me, because I know that that's going to be an issue if they don't make a substantial change soon. So yeah, I can't blame the drivers because they're frustrated, clearly. So I kind of have to go above them and blame that. So
yeah, there are plenty. I actually wrote down I have 5 lights too brights, like potential lights too brights. I won't do all of them. My number 1, actually, you know what? Here, I'm gonna do 3. How about that? Because I haven't fussed enough tonight. My number 3 lights too bright's got to be Denny's spin. Right, that was kind of a brutal wreck. Fighting for the lead late in the race, and I don't think he spun his. Did he spin his own? I don't think he had help. Did he? Yeah.
No.
He spun himself.
Yeah, he just kind of
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for the Denny choke defenders. That was a tough one. He had a really good car, and I thought he might have a chance to get it. He was my pick actually last week on the show, so I was really hoping he'd get it to make me look good. My number 2 lights too bright. I'm gonna go with the RCR short track package. My God, y'all had Kyle Busch out here running 37th on speed. Like, what? And there's only 36 cars in the race. Like, that's how bad it was.
It was bad.
I just don't know what to say, bro. Like, the Rick Ware cars are passing you, and telling you to move over. And you got a 2-time cup chair. Like, you can't tell me Kyle Busch can't drive the car. Like, he's run well at Phoenix. He's run well everywhere pretty much. But I want to know what they did to that car. And they just need to burn up that game plan and just start from scratch, because I just could not believe it. Now, we didn't get to see Austin Dillon because he got caught up in a wreck pretty early in stage 1.
Scheduled tweet. Thank you.
But, I don't feel bad for him, but that wreck really wasn't his fault. He really had nowhere to go. He just
yes, he did. It's called the brake pedal.
He likes to just floor it, though. That's his problem. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
he's just like, oh, floor. He's like SpongeBob. I think of him like SpongeBob trying to drive.
So who's the Mrs. Puff in RCR? Is it Andrew Petrie?
Oh my
Andy?
God.
You know what?
Andy Puff.
You know what?
Andy Poe.
God bless you, my boy. You got your work cut out for you. But yeah, I mean, like that was surprising. I didn't think I watched qualifying. Actually, I know I didn't. So when the race started and I saw him in the back, I just like, oh, they must have made an adjustment. It's like, oh no, bro, we just ass. Like that's the reason we back here. It's not because we changed some air pressure. Like we just suck. And I'm sure he was not happy. They didn't play into his radio, I don't think, but I'm sure it was not pleasant. So that's my number 2, lights too bright. My number 1, lights too bright this week. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give the other 2 because fuck it, we got time. My honorary mentions are the 45 pit crew because they screwed up another one. And then Justin Allgaier's stage 3 left to rear, like we touched on earlier, just because it just crushed you at the worst possible time. But anyway, my number 1, lights too bright. He continues to need to be in CIA helicopters, driven to a black site somewhere. Mr. Chase Briscoe, Mr. Reddit, you, my boy, like I need you to find a way to not cause a catastrophe this week. And it's Bristol, so it's like the worst track for that. And I'm sure you'll find a way to. But my God, just stay away from my drivers when you do it, please. And I'm just tell you, Chase Briscoe, like whatever you do during the week, avoid the alleys in the Charlotte metro area, boy. Because I'm telling you what, I'm like Batman looking for you right now. Like I'm just so sick of you, man. I'm just so sick of this dude. Like in my house, I don't know if I told the story on air, but we had bets on every week on the races. And if you remember the first Indy road course race, and my significant other had bet on Denny to win, and then Chase Briscoe stunned Denny out. That is a dirty word in my house, Chase Briscoe. Like he is cussed out. Like I've never seen them get as upset as they are when Chase Briscoe's on. So now I'm on the same team. Now I used to be like, you got it. Now I'm right there with you in the trenches, babe. Like, yeah, F this guy. So Chase Briscoe, like you're my ultimate lights too bright. You got the biggest shades on. That's 2, bro. Like it's week 4. You done got 2 of them from me. Like if you get to 5, like I'm writing you a letter, bro, and it ain't gonna be nice. So like please just get your act together for God's sake. So he's my lights too bright.
You know, I'm going with my tried and true, my favorite, Fox Broadcasting. There was a battle for the lead in stage 1, one of the only few battles we had for the lead. You know what these raggedy son of a guns did? Went to full screen commercial, panned the camera to him when Tyler was getting ready to pass Ty. Panned the camera to him. They going down into turn 3. Then I get to saw consumer cellular. I was young. I don't understand why NASCAR makes a big deal about signing the biggest broadcasting contract in the history of broadcasting. Dale Jr. leaves. He's going into Amazon for next year. It's supposed to be this whole big, fantastic thing. And I don't care anymore if you're going to go to full screen commercial. There used to be a time when Fox would break from a commercial for an accident. That's what I was trying to say. And they would bring it back live so we could see it, and they can get the recap and show us all the slow motion things and everything. Like it's just I'm so upset about Fox. Is it June yet? Normally, I'm not as athletic as I used to be, and I normally don't look forward to the Olympics. But damn it, I need something else. Y'all got to go. I'm over it.
And the worst part too is like the whole point of the stages was to give you built-in commercial breaks, right? Like they have 2 minimum built-in commercial breaks per stage break. So it's like, let that be the full-time yellows and do the side-by-side if you have to. But like you've got a minimum of 4 full screen commercial breaks. And I don't think we're ever going to have a race where there's no for cause cautions anymore. So like you got a minimum of like 5 to 6 commercial breaks. Like how many full screen breaks do you really need? I just don't understand it. Like I feel like I'm slowly becoming the angry man shaking his fist at the cloud, like old man shaking his fist at the cloud. But I'm just like, man, we used to have it better, man. I just want a good product, and like if there is some kind of action like in the field, like show it to us. Don't show whoever it is, whether it's Truex or Bell or whoever. But like if there's one car logging qualifying laps by themselves on an island, like don't just show me that for 20 laps. Somebody somewhere has to be close to each other. Find it. I don't care if it's for 30th place. Like I'd rather watch that than somebody just check off and just drive away from everyone. But every week it seems like there'll be a period of time where like the leaders by themselves, like we're going to spend extended time on it. It's just I don't understand, and like you as an organization, I'm gonna say NASCAR and like the TV partners as well, because like it's not just NASCAR, right? Like they work with the TV folks. Like you can only keep taking so much, right? There's a clip from like the mid '90s. I forget who it was. I think it might have been DW who was talking about like, or it may not have been. It may have been BP. Talked about like you keep asking for more of the fans and like taking and not giving back. And it's like at a certain point, people just check out. And like Kiana's already told you, like on the record, she's like, I'm not going. Like I'm not spending my money. Like it's not worth it for me. And I guarantee you, there's thousands of other families having those same discussions. They're like, well, do I really want to spend all this money to go? Or, oh, do I really want to watch this, and spend 3.5 hours on my Sunday afternoon? Like, eventually the well dries up enough that you don't have enough water to survive in. So I just want it to be better. Like, I hate that, like, we've had these, two kind of negative episodes in a row, but it's like, we're gonna be honest. Like, if something's ass, we're gonna tell you it was ass. And like this race was straight up, two cheeks. Like it was just absolutely awful. So
Case
hopefully
in point.
Bristol's better.
Wait, before you go, Jared.
Case in point.
Wait. Are you agreeing with Art, or you want to say something else?
I was going to say something different.
Okay, before you finish. But no, actually, I got like two more nights of bright. Just like I said, my second one, nights of bright, is NASCAR, because they don't listen to us or drivers. They some walking L's. And my number one, lights of bright, you already know, the number 14 himself, Chase Briscoe. I'm sick of that guy. Just drive. He don't even pay attention. He just do what he do. I'm sick of him. Okay, I'm done.
So going back to Art's point about how NASCAR does an awful job about panning the camera to whoever's leading, I actually enjoyed the F1 race. Did Max Verstappen win by 27 miles? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But they showed the other battles on the track. I watched the race between 15th and 18th. That was more compelling for those 6 laps than the entire race. And I was happy because they actually cared to show passing on the track. Fox, NBC, just please, man, just pretty please. Not all of us, to Keanu's point, want to spend the money that's in the on-track product in person because it's trash and hotels are expensive and the concessions are expensive. And, we don't get to go out as much as we may like to, given the current economic state of the country. But if we can't be at the track and we want to be, make the in-home fan experience better, please. Pretty please for me. Please and thank you. Moving on. We have Bristol predictions. So Xfinity gets a week off. Trucks are back. The truck race is Saturday night under the supposed lights at Bristol. Hopefully they get the truck race in. Because according to the Weather Channel app,
No, Saturday looks good. Saturday looks a lot better now. It shifted to Friday, but now the rain for Sunday has come back. So
Weather Lady Kiana says Saturday's going to be a banger. We see y'all on Monday for Cup. You got it for your weekend Bristol predictions. Mr. Interrupter, Bonte, you go first.
So for trucks, I want my boy Roger get back-to-back wins. If you don't, a top 5, top 10 would be great. Give it to, I don't know, Corey Heim, I guess. And for Cup, let's get his Bristol win to, I don't know, man. Whoever wins. No, but on my boy B to win. Hopefully. But if not, top 5, top 10 would be cool with him. Bill. But let's give it to Roger saying. What the heck?
So who'd you pick?
Wait a minute.
Can we
Wait a
get
minute.
the-
Plot twist.
Can we get the Cliff Notes, please?
Wait a minute.
Let's rewind. So, as y'all know, we talked about it last week. Bonte is a certified Christopher Bell rider, runs a Bubba Wallace fan account, and throws shade on his name.
What?
And this man had the audacity to say on national radio that he wants Ross Chastain to win a damn cup race.
You just said predictions.
Of all the people to root for.
I'm not rooting. I'm just picking the predictions. I don't really care. Not a prediction kind of guy.
You think you know a guy?
He's a menace at short tracks.
You think you know somebody, man? This is egregious.
He ain't been cooking lately.
We got to talk off air about this.
But no.
Be a short talk.
Though. I got Bubba for this one.
Nah,
Shut up.
You said Ross Chastain. Don't change it now.
Nah, bro. Stand on business.
Stand on business, bro. Stand on business, dog. Kiana.
I mean, I would say I'm gonna go Roger for the truck race just because I know he's locked in. I mean, not too many others out there for me to really root for, but I want to see him dominate. I want to see him really get his head in the game and get in that championship mindset. So I feel like he probably could go back to back, honestly. Cup race, I don't really know. Again, just thinking about what happened with Phoenix, it's hard to tell because a lot of the people that, people thought were going to cook did not do anything. And I'm worried that we're going to get a really subpar product in Bristol, which sucks because it's Bristol, baby, but it's boring, baby. I'm hoping I'm surprised, but again, I'm not spending my money to go down there. If it does get postponed to Monday, I may make the trip, but right now I'm not pressed to do it. I'd rather just wait. I know I'm probably going to Richmond or somewhere like that, so I'll just wait for that. But I really don't know what to predict now because the drivers just seem so checked out already. And that worries me. So I don't know. I want Bubba to win, obviously, but I want all my boys to do well, but I don't know. I hope the cars are set up well and we get something out of it.
Are they did we confirm that they're bringing this package to Bristol? Is this the new thing?
It sounded like they were because that was a lot of the chatter yesterday was Bristol's going to be the test. And, I feel like if Bristol isn't good, then that means Martinsville might be, worse than expected. It makes me frustrated.
Please change before Martinsville.
Yeah.
Martinsville do put out some good races. Well, besides the one from 2022 spring. We digress.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this isn't a video episode because people don't know. I just take off my glasses and rub my eyes like I have a migraine. It's real life. I'm just. Why does the sport stress me out so much, bro?
It's funny, but he ain't wrong though. This sport be stressing me, get on my damn nerves every week.
Well, because no other sport goes through wholesale changes year to year like this. If I look at football, right? Football now is not the same as it was in 2000, but they didn't flip the switch and suddenly become 2024 football overnight. It's kind of a gradual change of it. Whereas here it's hey, we went to what was the year Alex won at Fall
21.
What year was it? Yeah, it's 21 Martinsville. Amazing. Great. Fire race. I love that race. Spring 22 Martinsville. Trash. The worst race in history. It's just whiplash. I'm what are y'all doing? All right, sorry.
Good.
Anyway,
say it.
Bristol. I don't know, man. They all look awful besides Raja. Raja and SVG are carrying the lower two series for me. If they not showing up, I'm not showing up. It'll probably be someone random. I don't know, Ben Rhodes. I'll say Ben Rhodes. I'm literally
picking Ben Rhodes, but get on my heels for picking Ross Chastain. Are you serious?
Yeah, because you set the tempo. You did it.
You started trash with trash, bro. Anyway,
right? Like, what am I supposed to do after
Whatever,
that?
dog.
And then in Cup, I mean, the Fords were solid at Bristol last year, but that was the fall race. I really don't remember the first
And
Bristol
they have a
race.
different car now.
Yeah, that's true. Was the first Bristol race dirt last year
Um,
still?
Yes.
Yes.
this
Was
is
it?
the this is the throwback coming back
This
to
concrete
Concrete
to
or
concrete.
whatever.
Bristol, the
Asphalt,
night
whatever
race,
it is.
Yeah.
baby.
Just bring.
Mhm.
No, it's not night
And it's
race.
about to be a Monday
No.
11 a.m. race, but
Day
I
race.
just think back. What was the I mentioned it earlier, but what was I think it was like 2002 Bristol night race, like
The
Jeff
trailer
Gordon
bunny.
won or something. No, that's like 99, I think, or 98. There's like one, I think it's like 02, or I think it's 02 or 03. It's like Jeff Gordon wins, and like he broke a long race streak, and it was just like peak NASCAR, like stadium packed, like totally packed, and had monster ratings on TNT. Ugh. I'm about to go rewatch that race. I might just watch that race instead of the Cup race, like when it's on, like NASCAR Classics. Y'all got me. I know it's on there. No, okay, I'll be a good sport. I almost said out of reflex Kyle Busch, but after what I just saw on Sunday, ain't no way I'm picking an RCR car. I'll say Ty Gibbs. I feel like he's been real solid. He wins this year. I feel like I think he definitely gets a win this year.
oh,
That boy
definitely.
Tyrone
Like
Gibbs.
he's gonna be a problem. And you know what? To his credit too, I will say, since like I don't talk about him very often, like he was in Xfinity that last full year. Like I hated this dude. Like not because he won all the time, but because he was just an absolute terror and like
Yeah, he's maturing,
a lot.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna happen, but I was
A
just waiting
lot.
on it to happen. And I think being in Cup now, he's pretty much been forced to mature because they're not gonna play with him the way Xfinity would. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's mellowed out quite a bit just
Yeah.
in the last like season or two.
And
So yeah, I think he's figuring it out.
And that's the only thing I want. Is like I don't hate the dude. Like by all accounts, he seems like a nice dude. Like off the track, I was just like, yo, I just need you to quit like fighting people with your helmet on, dog. Like just
Yeah,
take the
that
helmet off
was
for me. But ever since like you said, ever since he's been in Cup full time, he's really matured, and I like that. Like I want him to do well. Like I like the guy, so I'll say Ty Gibbs gets the dub. And maybe Bubba finishes like P2 because the racing gods are cruel, as I say every week. So yeah, that's my picks.
I'm gonna pick Raj again. He's hot. He was fast last year at Bristol. I can see him going back to back. If not, maybe Christian Eckes. He's been kind of fast too. And then for Cup, Chris Buescher wins Monday.
Not bad of a pick.
I don't know if it's a submarine car or not, but he had something for him. He had something. Obviously, Christopher Bell was 9 years away, but he was able to make some moves and dip and dart. He just didn't get the spotlight Christopher Bell did because he finished second, not first. So Chris Buescher wins Monday morning at Bristol.
Get some NASCAR with your prices right.
Right.
Please no.
Oh yeah, baby.
I
hope it does clear up. I'm like praying that it changes again because it was literally 0% rain this morning, and then by this afternoon it was saying 80%.
Gracefully, it's only Monday, so we got
it's been changing very like it's volatile right now. So the next like 48 hours will determine what happens. But we also know NASCAR likes to wait till the last minute to make a decision.
That's what they always do.
Or they could just
not too optimistic
not
about that.
Be idiots and bump up the truck race earlier Saturday. Just give us a Saturday night Cup race. You did it for the Clash. Do it again.
Them people will.
Ain't no way.
This Bristol,
ain't no way.
Because I'm gonna tell you, most of those people coming to that race are coming from my area, and if they move that race up to Saturday, then people gonna be mad.
Yeah, that's true. Wishful thinking.
But it sucks because Saturday's weather looks perfect. So yeah, they gonna have some decisions to make.
Unless they say it now. They got to announce tomorrow. They got to announce Tuesday.
No, I feel like they probably see. That's the thing I wish they would do is have like a 48-hour policy, so that if the weather is looking bad, they need to make a decision 48 hours out. Because more than likely that forecast is not going to change much, as we've seen. Like if it's set in stone, hey, it's going to rain. We need to do something. Like Don't make these people wait till the day of the race and have them out in the rain all day for an 8 o'clock race and not, that's crazy. So I hope they fix that. We'll see.
There'll be something they can complain about.
Oh, of course.
People can complain regardless. Look at us. We just spent an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep.
Open mic section. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Mr. Keep a Job Mamba Smith. He's your new team manager for Steve Letart's esports team. Shout out Kwame. Yeah, man, it's making moves, making power moves. We will be too. You'll see soon. You don't have anything else to add?
Yeah.
Before we
I do.
fly away.
I got one. USPS. Where's my Roger Cruz diecast at? It's been 2 god doggone days.
USPS help. Please help.
Don't worry, y'all. Don't worry.
But y'all can't bring it home.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna cut this in the edit. Don't worry.
That's great.
Go ahead, Bonte. You got it. Keep going.
No. I just want my die.
Take all the time you need because it ain't gonna matter.
I needed my collection.
You know why you didn't get your diecast? Because you're a Christopher Bell fan.
What the hell? What the hell does?
Wow.
What the hell does me
bars?
What the hell? You see that? Haters. Bunch of haters.
I hope you paid for insurance. Lost in the mail. It's gone. Bye-bye. See ya.
All right. Anyway, on to something that's relevant. I want to give a shout out to we normally don't talk about Arca, but Isabella Robusto. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, ma'am. She had her Arca debut, and I did actually watch almost all of the Arca race. She had a really good race, battled for the lead for a good part. It was in the top 5 through the second half of the race. It got cut short due to lightning, which I totally understand. It was kind of a bummer. I actually would have liked to see a green finish to see what would have turned out. But her and Tony both got top 10s. So solid days for both of those ladies. Good for them. For your debut, they were talking about potentially winning in your first start. So it wasn't like she ran around in 20th. She was a threat. So congratulations to her on her first start. Hopefully got a lot of success.
She's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, she's like a quadruple AAA letter athlete or something. Like she was telling us like her high school.
Yeah,
record. I'm like,
she's
my
legit.
God, man. I'm like
she's serious about it, and I love that.
For anyone who missed it, she was like, what was it, Kiana? It was like distance. It was like track and field. She played football. It was like a whole bunch of sports she played. Like
they did a really great interview with her, and I can't remember who it was that interviewed her, but like I love hearing her talk about that because that was really cool.
Yeah, so give a shout out to her. It was a good race. Actually, you know what? Actually, hot take. The Arca race was the best race of the weekend. So
they definitely got robbed by the lightning because that was annoying. There
were a few Arca wrecks involving Arca brakes, as you would expect. But overall, like for what was presented in front of me, way better. Actually, way better. So, shout out to the Arca folks. We normally don't give them a lot of love, but they actually put on a pretty good product this week.
My bad, bro. Shout out to Tony Broniker for sending me that fire shirt. Appreciate you for that.
You want to give the story to get some context?
So
people know
on Twitter, I think like on Twitter and stuff, I was defending her because I've been a fan of her for years and now. Just don't fly by you being a hater towards her when she literally didn't do nothing wrong, which is really annoys the shit out of me. I appreciate women in sport, and I'm going to support all them. Obviously, I'm a Tony Broniker fan, so I'm happy for her that she reaching like trucks and Arca, and hopefully she goes in and kill it in Xfinity Cup. But appreciate her for that shirt.
Shout out Tony. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna send you some vibes back. You can have one of our shirts. We can start doing jersey swaps with our guests or people who send up stuff. I think that'll be dope. We should start that. Jersey swaps.
I kind of like
write that down. Oh, well, that's been another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. I guess we'll see you after it rains at Bristol.
That is one of the worst endings I've ever seen in my life.
See, you realize we're not broadcasting the video of this.
I know. The way you said it was so sad. I will see next week.
I said both. That's the end of the episode. What do you want?
It sounded like a soap opera ending.
You know
Why
what?
do we need to be hyped?
Oh
We just spent an hour and 22 minutes and 20 seconds complaining about what was this weekend. And
you know, actually, I'm with Bonte on this one. Give us a little love.
Right,
Come
come
Give
on.
us a good vibe to end the show on. Give us just a little bit of
little bit.
give us something nice, a little something, a little je ne sais quoi to get us out.
I got some je ne sais quoi for you. Like, comment, and subscribe. You won't hear this episode before you hear the one that comes out before this one. So make sure you share that with your friends. We see y'all after Bristol. Is it
That's
enough?
better.
After Bristol?
Perfect.
You want a live reaction to Trace Briscoe, Wrecking Bubba? You want me to get on the mic live? You know, Spotify let me do it. I'll jump on the mic. Live take. Chase
We're playing them out. We're playing them out, folks. We're playing them out.
We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all next week. You know the music?
Oh, God.